Hey guys, Newbie here, and today I wanted to show you how to use your GamePRO Switch to find a shiny Regi. Today we're going to be hunting a Regi, but I just wanted to show you quickly, and we'll just do this hands-free using the serial monitor. So a bit of a spoiler alert, in order to find the new Regis, you did have to have the 3 original ones in your party to unlock the door. So I'll just show you. I've been testing the software a little bit, and you can see already I've already found the shiny Regi Rock, Regi Ice, and Regi Steel already. So I'm reasonably happy that the software is working quite well, but we'll test it out on the Regi today. So just wanted to also quickly bring your attention to, in case you're new here and you're not sure where to find the software for this. So this is on my website, newbiesgamepro.com. There's a tab for software, and if we go into here, you'll basically find all of the programs for the GamePRO Switch and the 3DS versions. Unfortunately, this Mac folder is still empty. At some point I'll get around to that, but if we jump into Windows and go to GamePRO Programs, and there's all the different generations here. We go down to Gen 8 Sword and Shield, and then go to the shiny Regi software. Now this is fairly typical to see kind of these 4 different files. Or this one's actually a folder. This is for all the older versions of the software. And then there's a README file, so that'll give you instructions on how to run the software, or you can follow this tutorial. There's an executable file, so it's the main application that we're going to run. And then this one here is the source code. So if you download that, you can open that, and this is Visual Studios that I use to make all the code, all the programs, and you can edit it if you want to, or if you're that way inclined, but you don't have to do that. So yeah, typically you need to download this executable file. I recommend downloading the README to read through and understand what you need to do, and this will tell you actually that you need to have a certain DLL file downloaded as well. So if we go back to this Windows folder, any DLL file that you need will be available here. So the one you need for this particular program is OpenCV World 420. So I recommend downloading that and putting it in the same folder as where you run the executable from. So I've done all that already, and I've got those 2 files in a separate folder, and we can just double click, and that will get the software running. So the first thing it will do is ask for which camera, which is normally 0 or 1. For me it's 1 because I've got an inbuilt webcam on my laptop that will open if I enter 0, so which we don't want. And that camera's just opened on a second screen. I'll move it over shortly. The COM port number for me is 8, but then you can check that looking at Arduino or your device manager as well to find out what COM port your GamePRO is using. And hit enter. That will make the software start running. So I'll just move this over. So the first thing it always does is it soft resets. Yeah, you need to, I didn't mention this before, but you need to make sure you've saved the game with your character standing directly in front of the big statue thing with the lights already illuminated. And then it will, as I said, soft reset. And you can see, actually you can see me on the side of the screen there while I'm recording this. There's quite a bit of glare coming off the screen, which is not ideal. Normally I will cover over the whole Switch and GamePRO with a box, just so that I'm not getting that glare. But yeah, just for the purposes of this video, I haven't done that. So, okay, so what this red box is trying to do is draw a boundary around the screen, and it does that automatically, but I think probably because of a little bit of glare, it hasn't quite got it right on that right hand boundary. To be honest, it's okay. The key ones for this are the top and bottom of the screen, but I'll just show you anyway. So I'll just tell it that it hasn't calibrated properly, and you'll see it gives me this little right angle to identify where the top left corner is. So I'll just chuck that one in, and then I need to do the bottom right corner as well. we go. So that's looking a lot better. So we can just hit yes. And then the software will start running. And really the key thing, so you'll see shortly there's 2 red lines that will come up. So the first thing, you'll see a number of texts come here. The first thing is it's looking for the encounter. So it tells you the encounter was detected. And then it's looking for this text. So as long as you've got one line above that text box and one below it, then it will work properly. So you can see, let's just go through this. So it found the wild Pokemon text, and then that text box disappeared, and then your Pokemon text, so when you throw your Pokemon out, the text box comes back up. And the way the software works is it's recording the time delay between when the wild Pokemon text disappeared and then when your Pokemon text appeared. And the reason for that is because that's when the shiny animation occurs. So you can see at the current, or just a standard interaction, that first one was 236 milliseconds, so 0.2 seconds, that delay occurred, so it was almost instant. Whereas when the shiny animation occurs, it takes around about 2 seconds or 2000 milliseconds. So this variable will jump to a much higher value when the shiny encounter occurs. So we'll just let it run for a second time. There we go, so 172. So it's normally somewhere between around 100 and 300 on a standard encounter, and then goes to about 2000 when the shiny encounter occurs. So as always, we can just let this chip away here and keep repeating the same thing over and over. And then once it does find the shiny encounter, it'll just stop soft resetting. And so hopefully you can come back sometime later, and with a bit of luck, it will have found the shiny. So we're just going to leave this, and we'll check on it periodically, and yeah, we'll hopefully find ourselves a nice shiny Regieleki. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, well, we are now way in the future, so I had to stop it a few times to work on some other programs and calibrate a couple of GamePRO orders and that sort of thing. And then about 2 weeks ago, I was like, right, just going to set it up and give it a good solid run. And I did, and as you can see, it's finally found the shiny, which is what I was after. But you can see, so encounters 17,004, so that's how many soft resets it did to finally find the shiny. And just wanted to show you quickly, so this time diff variable, you can see when the shiny encounter finally occurred, it was 2,142, so a little bit over 2 seconds, compared to the 0.3 seconds or 0.2 seconds that it was for all the other encounters. So that's how it was able to tell that the shiny had been detected. So it's nothing to do with the coloration, it's just to do with that timing variable, and that's why it works like generically with all the Regis. And then I've got similar variants for like random encounters and that sort of thing. So yeah, really happy with how the software is working. Just took a really long time to finally have success, but hey, that's better than doing it by hand. So there you go. Yeah, found myself a shiny Regieleki, so pretty pleased with that. And again, proof that the software is working pretty well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, see ya.